Well, it's officially football season again, which means that it's time for me to try to create the worst imaginable piece of music that I can possibly conceive. At least when I'm trying. I'm sure I've released worse things in the past. Now, the first thing to laying down any track, whether good or bad, is the beat. Whether this be real drums, fake drums, drum machine, whatever, it's always good to start with a good rhythm section. That way you have everything to, put over it and stay in time and all that stuff. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try to find the worst sounding electronic drum kit sound that we can find, and maybe add a few other things to it as well, all within the realms of Logic Pro. Oh, that sounds awful. I mean, I can see you can probably do something cool with it, but on its own, it doesn't sound very good. I've gone through all of them, and I think this one's the worst. Here's our tempo. Pretty simple. I'm gonna do a very simple beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should I quantize it? I don't know if that's a good idea if I'm trying to make it sound bad. Hold on, let me loop it and see how it sounds. Nah, it's kind of got a swing to it when I don't loop it, so I am going to quantize it. Let's add a really terrible cymbal in there. I also added this little bit. So, for our basic chord structure, we're going to do one of the most annoying things you could possibly do in modern music. It's very novelty at this point. Really no forms of normal popular music use it besides like shitty rock and roll, and that's the 12-bar blues. This simple 1-4-5 progression I think can be very corny when done correctly. Now, first things first, to achieve our really shitty 12-bar blues, we're going to go with a terrible bass line. And MIDI bass sounds pretty terrible a lot of the time, so we're going to find a bad one here. I think that's the one. I'm actually going to put an arpeggiator on it. This will make things a little bit easier. Yeah! Now we're going to take this and transpose it to the 4th. And we're just going to repeat that for another measure. Alright, so basic song structure is complete. It's not too terrible yet. I mean, it's bad, but we can make it a lot worse. First, I want to add a little bit of spice to this beat here. And to do that, we are first going to go onto YouTube, and we are going to search for fart sounds to put into our beat. And it would appear we are not currently connected to the internet. Well, this is wonderful. So now I just gotta sit here and think about what the hell I'm gonna do for this. Alright, well, the fart sounds we put on hold. In the meantime, let's put some shit on this bass. Let's add some distortion effects. I'm gonna try a bit crusher first to see how it sounds. Okay, well now it's starting to sound cool, so we don't want to do that. Let's try this distortion. Okay, maybe distortion is not what this is calling for. Let's try, like a chorus or something. Or like a flanger. Yeah, no, that sounds bad. Let's put it right there, like, I don't know, because, like, the way my tastes have developed, the more like shitty and distorted things sound, the better. So like, I have to walk a fine line here. I I think that's pretty good. So one of my least favorite production elements in any genre of anything ever is midi trumpets, or just midi horns in general, but I feel like trumpets especially sound terrible. And luckily we have some right around here. No, here. Yeah, brass trumpets. So this is in the key of C, so we're just gonna play a bunch of random notes with our trumpet, and it's probably gonna sound pretty bad, so let's do that. Alright, that sounds pretty bad. So we quantized it a little bit to make it sound like more like arranged, but also while still sounding bad. We don't want this to sound like a whole bunch of garbly-gook. We want it to sound like a bunch of carefully arranged garbly-gook. Now, let me just try something. I had this idea, and I just want to try it. Let's get an arpeggiator on the trumpet. Now, another thing we can do here is some vocals. Vocal tip: you're always going to want to put a bunch of compression on your vocals to make them pop out and sound good. And I'm not wearing headphones, so there was some serious feedback there. So we're going to record the most dissonant interval with our voice for some harmonies on this track, which is the minor second. So we're going to add some pitch correction to that just to make sure that the interval is truly ear grating, because if it's not quite on pitch, it might not be as dissonant. Like the closer the pitch, the better. So actually we're just going to go full out auto tune on this. Alright, next we are going to add the second note to that. So let's see. Now it's starting to sound pretty bad. Let's cut these here so we can get a perfect loop. Loop that shit. So on this article I googled what is the most annoying instrument you can have. The number one answer, and I've seen this said multiple occasions, but it's the Vuvuzela, and I just so happen to have one right here. So we're gonna do a little Vuvuzela solo on the second measure of this track. You know, I can do it sitting down because my mic is up there, and this can reach that pretty darn well. I hope I don't overload it. Which might actually... Sweet. I'm actually gonna cut for the 5 chord, or this little measure, or this little bar here, I'm gonna cut out the vocals, and I'm gonna do a little something with it. Oh my god, I forgot the fucking pitch correction was on it, but that sounds awful. They both sound pretty terrible, but we're gonna keep it with the pitch correction. That just sounds so stupid. Wow, this is truly something else. Alright, well, now that we're back to internet, we can get to the fart sounds. Looks like one of these I had already watched, so glad to know my head is in the right place. We need like a short fart. Oh, I love this. This is pure 2007 YouTube. No, that's the one we're using. The hairy truck driver fart. Why does he have to be hairy? All right, after having fucking taken forever to download this, I got my fart in there. All right, so this is the fart we want to use. Cut it out. So we want to put. I want to put this on like every kick, every bass drum like kick sound. So might take a little while, but shouldn't be that bad. Maybe not every kick drum, but every bar or so. Okay, so next we're gonna add a bunch of reverb to these farts. Space Designer. Let's just hear what they sound like alone. All right, I think I found the one. All right, well we did a lot, enough, I should say, and I think it's time we listen to the finished product of the worst song I could possibly create. Well, there you have it. The worst song I could possibly create. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Do what you want with it. I think I'm gonna bury it.